A motion by Helmut.
Welcome to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we're here to talk about what goes on in the village, the township, those government people that make laws and regulations that affect you out there.
That's right, Elgin. And whether you live in the village of Oxford, the village of Leonard, Addison Township, or Oxford Township, these are the people that you went and elected, and the committees and the commissions that make decisions that directly affect you, whether you chose to go to that important meeting or not. And the result could be a taxing
situation. It sure could be. And the one thing we look for, of course, in every meeting is humor, because it's there. You have to look for it sometimes.
sometimes light, sometimes dark.
Yeah, and it bubbles to the top or sinks to the bottom. We dig it out, don't we?
Gravity will have its way.
It does. The other thing that we do is one of us spreads rumors. So what you want to do is go through this information that we have of these.
I spread rumors and he spreads plausible truths.
Man, I'm glad he went there instead of somewhere else. Okay. But anyway, we consolidate the meetings or make them a reduced period of time for you so that you can enjoy them, let's say, in about a half hour, as opposed to 2 hours, 3 hours. It's a condensed version, right?
Yep. Only our videographer has to suffer through that.
Yes.
But you can go to occtv.org, click on programs, and everything is in reverse date order. If you want to make it easy for yourself, you go over to the left-hand bar and there's a drop-down menu and you pick your municipality and off you go.
Bingo, there you go. And the nice thing with that, you might want to watch it for an hour or two, whatever the meeting is, but you can do it in the comfy little chair that you sit in, along with your goodies, you know, with all the treats on the side and snacks, right?
That's true.
Or you can enjoy this show. You're going to have abbreviated version, half hour, but you can still gobble down those
Actually,
snacks.
and if you want to hunt and peck, you can get it on YouTube too.
You can.
Yep.
Yep. How do you get it on YouTube? You don't have to necessarily go to OCTV. You can just go to YouTube, right? And
Well,
go to Oxford Television.
YouTube land is a big land.
It is a
but
big land.
Knowing the
Very
correct
big
address
land.
within that land is important. And I think it's OCTV, but
Yep. I'm pretty sure it is.
we might have to get that researched and
I
bring
think
it
it
back
could
on
be.
the next session.
Pretty much. I think that's what it would be. Anyway, let's talk about something in terms of our land, and that's Oxford Village DDA. Is one of the meetings that we're going to discuss. Addison Township Board of Trustees is the second one. Both meetings were held on the 20th of May. The chairperson for the DDA is Pete Schultz. Nicole Ellsworth serves as the vice chair. Sue Oles, who was absent this particular evening. Elgin Nichols, that would be me. Dorothy Johnson, she also was excused. Rod Charles serves on this board, as well as Joel Frost, who is the president of the village council also.
Okay.
And also Michelle Klein is the newest member on this board. She's doing a great job. Glenn Pape is the executive director of the Downtown Development Authority, and excuse me, village manager Joe Madore was there, as Terry Onika, who's the clerk, and she was doing the copy of the minutes as we went on.
Okay.
So she usually attends most of these meetings. Doing a good job out there, these two. Keeping an eye on the village. If you have any problems with the village situation in terms of services, contact Joe Madore. Okay, so they went through the preliminaries, which would be the pledge, public comment, no public comment. Agenda for May 20th was approved immediately. And the minutes for April 15th, 2019 also approved. And then reports. Now reports are rather interesting. You get detailed information from the village of the meeting themselves in terms of the agenda. If you want to stop in and ask them for a copy. But
Are they part of the, what do they call that?
one of those.
The other part of the agenda.
Yeah. And what's part of the reports is the police report, the code enforcement. In other words, you want to know how codes are being enforced within your area. Also, police report is rather interesting. I found out that on Oxford Lake Road, for example, is probably the second number of tickets given in the village. So be careful out there when you're driving on Oxford Lake Drive. Stop signs particularly.
Oxford Lake?
Oxford Lake Drive.
Oh, okay, that's where
Yep,
you live.
That's where I live. And people have been running stop signs and so forth, and the police department are right on it. And it shows with the tickets that have been given out. So be careful in that area. You should be careful, of course, driving through any of these subdivisions. You know, there's small children that cross the road, and
Old people like him?
yeah, decrepit people like him. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, I don't
He's
live
in
there.
Brandon.
That's right.
Out in the country. See, they don't allow him to go to town. But
You
anyway,
just have to worry about car traffic. I have to worry about gravel trucks.
yeah, and chipmunks tearing up your lawn, turkeys,
Well, no,
rotor
crayfish.
tillers. Okay, DPW report also, Department of Public Works, Executive Director's report was also there as to be approved. Revenue expense report and the financial statements. All these part of the reports, and they were all received and filed. Okay, bills for May 2019 in the amount of $37,453.24. Want to whip out your checkbook and send them a check?
Why, certainly.
Oh, yeah, I knew you would. Okay,
But there'll be nothing left in our cupboard.
that could be a problem. Okay, unfinished business, also known as old business. A DDA volunteer initiative. Work plan was discussed, and programs and committees also involved with the volunteer initiative. Trying to get people to volunteer to do certain services, you know, for the downtown. For example, there's a marketing group, you know, promotional group, those kind of things. And M24 is another consideration as well. DDA is a big part of that. As a matter of fact, there's an M24.
About a year, it's going to be a bigger consideration.
It is. But this has been going on, what they call the M24 task force. It's been going on for at least the last 3 years. And so
Longer than that.
yeah, longer. Well, I'm saying at least. At least, does that count as longer than that? I think it does.
What do you do, round down, round up, what? A lot.
We'll round them all up, yeah. So anyway, that group is going to start meeting again, and information about the M24 may have questions out there. Go to their website, which is DDA, Oxford DDA, I believe, .org, and check it out. And if you can't do it that way, just search it out. You know, DDA, Oxford, Michigan, and you'll come to the website.
But
Lots of information there.
Come 2020, you won't have to ask.
Right.
You'll be in it.
Yeah, you would be in it, right in the middle of it. Well, maybe not in the middle of it, but
Well, you'll be right around it in any case.
yeah, right. And it's going to be a rather interesting concern for everybody in terms of how they're going to get around town. But that's all part of the
They
planning
will
and
get,
MDOT.
speaking of which, they will go around town.
The bulk of the traffic will, and they'll be going up Glassby Street to Ray Road. And in order to accommodate the heavy traffic, the trucks and that kind of thing, they're going to do what they call skip patch for the pavement. And they're going to fix the areas that need to be repaired and have a heavier surface placed on those so they can accommodate, you know, this heavy traffic. And it's going to be heavy, I think.
It will be interesting.
Yeah, and people in Oxford Lakes are concerned that, you know, people are going to be cutting through more frequently. But if they do that, there's going to be really a problem in terms of congestion and traffic. People traveling up, what's that road? Yeah, the lake, you know, that one.
M24,
No.
Lapeer Road, what?
No,
Burdick?
it's not Lapeer.
Seymour,
Well, it's
Seymour Lake?
Burdick, but it turns into
Lakeville?
Lakeville Road. That's the one. Where are you
I
when
ran
I
out of
need
roads.
you? Yeah. Where are you when I need you? You want to hide? Okay. Yeah, just a lapse of information there. But anyway, it's back again.
My Rolodex was spinning.
You're right. But there's no stop sign down there, so you folks that are taking shortcuts, you're going to be tied up probably for a day and a half before you can find an opening to get on
Well,
Lakeville Road.
Once all that construction starts, I'm sure an awful lot of people, especially at rush hour, will be seeking alternate routes. So a lot of secondary roads that don't have a lot of traffic right now will pick it up.
I'm pretty sure they will. And let's talk about that when we come back right after this, folks.
Catch us anytime on YouTube. Go to Oxford Community Television YouTube.
Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we were talking about what went on at the DDA meeting last week. And new business, there was a design committee that was has approved a sign grant for 14 North Washington. I don't know if you knew where the AAA insurance company was.
14 would be on
Yeah.
the left-hand side of the street going north.
Yep, and there's two, what do I want to say, businesses side by side or building.
Adjacent.
Yeah, that's the word. Adjacent. Yeah, and the company that's going in there is Gravel Brewing. Have you heard of that one?
A third?
Yep.
A third brewing
A third
company?
brewing. Can you say yippee-yi-yay, ki-yay? Yeah.
We'll have 3 breweries in Oxford?
Yeah, hey, what can I say? People like beer.
We'll be turning into a little Bavaria here.
But they handle wine also there. So if you're a wino.
They had to do that to get the license.
Right, they
No.
did. No, they didn't.
I'm sure, no, I don't know. That's
No,
bad.
they grow their
But
own
they've
beer.
also got another place that does tastings on, not Lakeville Road, but the Industrial Drive.
Industrial Drive, yeah.
Wow.
On the other end of Glassby there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
It used to be the gravel
There's no
capital of the
excuse for you
world.
folks. Yeah, there's no excuse for you folks getting thirsty. I mean, you can go from location to location. But anyway, they wanted to have signs put up, and I don't know if you're aware, but the DDA has grants. Money's available for signage and facades, but it has to go
Oh, wait a
through.
minute. That's not 3. That's, I was mistaken.
Wait a minute. We have to recover this again?
That's only 2 breweries in downtown.
Oh, but there will be a third.
There will be?
I'm pretty sure. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, keep a note on that one, will you? For when the third one comes along, pull the note off so you'll know that you suggested it way
Well,
back when that it was going to happen.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Only because my GPS wasn't working.
Right. Mental telepathy. Yeah, I think you're on it. A third one's coming. Maybe a fourth one. Who
Did
knows?
you say on the north side?
That would be on the east side
East
of
side.
Washington Street. Both are located on the east
But
side.
headed north.
Yep, that's
So
true.
it's a stone's throw from the other brewery.
Yeah, you don't want to throw stones when you're drunk.
Oh, no,
Not a
but-
good idea.
Doesn't have to be a big one.
We have a great police force, by the way, downtown. I wouldn't recommend it. Anyhow, let's get back to this. The design committee recommended that they go forward with this. The young lady that presented this, her name is Teresa Warble. I believe that's the name, or Warble. And she's looking for $953.10 as a grant to accommodate these signs. They're nice looking signs. They're not going to be lighted or lit in the inside. They're going to have exterior
As
lighting.
opposed to the people.
Hey, right. As opposed to, hey, I tell you what, these companies provide a real quality beer. You know, both of them, they're rather unique. As a matter of fact, the other company I'm trying to think of, they won a very large prestigious award in competition.
Prestigious?
Yeah, it was from the Bavarian Inn.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, those folks at Bavarian Inn, Germans, they know their beer. And they won #1, first place.
Das ist right.
That's just right. Okay. So anyway, it's not to be scoffed at. These are very professional and very good qualities. Beer, craft beers and wine. Okay, so that was approved. No problem at all. Signage was kind of scrutinized and went along with the historic nature of what the buildings are. So, good. Next thing was historic preservation. Phase 1 survey to ID education and opportunity goals was the theme of this. And there's a number of questions that were asked concerning the historic preservation of downtown. And again, you folks can learn more if you just go to occtv.org and click on whatever your little heart's desire and pick up the total information.
Historic sites are a two-edged sword. You
Ah.
can get them declared, and that's wonderful. But then when you decide to do something about the design, you run into trouble.
Yeah, especially when it falls to the ground, you have no time, to
That's
fix it
called
up.
urban renewal.
Right. Urban renewal. Okay, that would be it, but that'd be Detroit. That wouldn't be here. These buildings are pretty nice looking buildings here in Oxford. they take pretty good care of them as a rule.
But they were built, a lot of the core, it was built in the 1800s.
Used to be tunnels in there.
What?
Used to be tunnels underneath.
Some say there still are.
Yeah, used to cross the street under tunnel. Can't do that anymore. Now I'm thinking they could run a tunnel. They could cover the traffic that way.
You can still do it up by the golf course.
Yes, they can. It's still there. Yeah,
I think that was used, though, for the gravel business when they were operating.
it may have. I don't know. Research that. Take a note.
Did.
Okay, we'll get back with you on that one. I wouldn't count on it. Anyhow, especially when you see a stack of yellows about yay high. So I wouldn't count on that one to go forward. So anyway, that pretty much took care of what the DDA meeting was all about. They did talk about professional development, promotions such as the image of the village, special events that are going to occur and should occur, retail business activities, things that you folks in the retail business out there want to promote your particular business. There's a number of things that you can get grants for, that kind of thing, and that was discussed as well. And Executive Director Glenn Pape is very much cognizant of what the grants are, and
Do these
he's
grants
pushing
come
for
from the CDBG or?
No, not from CDBG. Not most of them. Most of the grants come from state or county.
Oh,
And they have to do with, you know, what you're doing for the citizenship and what you're doing for the downtown in general. So,
but they're not CDBG.
no. It's special
What are they
monies.
called?
They're called grants.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now we have that clarified. Let's go on to the Addison Township Board Trustee meeting, also held on May 20th. And Bruce Pearson, of course, is the chair for that board, and he's, of course, the supervisor of the township as well. Pauline Bennett serves as a clerk, and she's on the board. Lori Fisher, treasurer. Jacob Newby is the trustee, and Joe King, Linda Garrick, and Eric Sent. A lot of these people serve on other boards as well, but this is their main elected position, is trustee board. Pledge of Allegiance preliminaries prayer was given by Mr. Newby, and there were announcements that Pauline Bennett wanted to make, and that was already held by the time this is viewed, but she wanted to announce that the Lakeville Memorial Cemetery was going to have a memorial service on May 25th, as others will, you know, and you know that's a good thing.
May 25th?
May 25th at 11:30, but that'll be over by the time you folks see it out there. That's one of those things that we just had to mention, just so that you know that we mentioned it.
When is Memorial Day?
It's Monday,
Is it May 25th?
May 25th, on
Okay.
Monday. Yep. You so soon you forget. You shouldn't forget. It's not allowed.
I thought it was another date.
It's a very important date.
Okay.
All right. That being said, we'll get back with more right after this, folks. Welcome to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols. We're back again.
Hi, I'm Dave Kenny. And off we go.
And we were talking about the Memorial Day, and it is on Monday, but Monday the 27th, right?
Yep.
But the 25th is when they're having the Memorial Day service, which is a Saturday, at the Lakeville Memorial Cemetery. Now we have that straight, right?
Okay.
He's a hard guy to convince over here. Bear with me here, folks. So anyway, that announcement was made, and then department reports. Library board update. There's a gentleman that stood up, he's involved with the library. You know they're going to be building a new library over there.
Yeah, they've been collecting money for it, I think, for the last 5 years at least.
Quite a while. You know that library actually began in Leonard as a little building there. And then they came to another little building in Addison, off Lakeville Road.
More books beget larger buildings.
Right. And this building is going to be a 5,000 square foot building. Not a massive building, but it's a lot bigger
size.
than what they have now.
And where is it going to be located?
A donated piece of property, I understand. And I think across the street from where it's at now. They have to
Which is
Lakeville Road, which is it's actually in a small
a little
mall.
strip mall there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know where it is. Right, very close to the Addison Township offices.
Right. One of the things they have to do, of course, is remove the trees. A lot of trees in that area. So they've got people that volunteered to do that. And Bruce Pearson says, by the way, anybody needs to know how to operate a chainsaw, I know how. So, of course, he pitches in a lot of this kind of stuff.
Anyone need firewood?
Yeah, right. Anybody want any firewood? Yeah. So anyway, they're looking in terms of projection and cost roughly around $900,000. But they're not looking for any taxes to apply, to put it on the boat.
Well, the big question is, how much is in the kitty right now?
Well, they got a pretty good share of it covered, I think. I couldn't tell you exactly what, but I know a bank is willing to back them the rest of it. So that being said, there's a major deposit of funds, I'm sure, which will accommodate, this construction. So anyway, that's not an issue, and they're very enthusiastic about getting this thing up and running, and it is on the move right now, so it will happen. And it was a very good introduction to the library and what they're doing. And again, you folks can gain more by going to OCCTV.org and clicking on the regular program.
Charter Township of Addison.
You got it. So they did discuss it. Also, the architect has been hired for it. Funds and savings are all set and ready to go. They will be cutting trees soon, so watch out for the noise on chainsaw. Okay. Project manager is appointed also. Somebody that's done a lot of work, I guess, with the village in the past, so he's taking on that responsibility. Question: is there any petitions? Was the next question from residents. No petitions, so they go on. The agenda they want to add the workman's comp cost to the agenda, and actually I'll cut to the short on that. They actually want the same company, and workman's comp's cost, which is an insurance program, is actually a little bit less than what it was last year. So it's a good deal.
Workman's comp is not a government insured program. It's a private?
Yes.
Okay.
And every employer pays it. So workman's comp.
Okay, for some
They're
reason.
required by
I
law
was
to do that.
mistaken about that. I thought it was a government program per se.
No, you can pick out your own workman's comp insurance company that you want to deal with.
But you better have
But
one.
yeah, the government does dictate that you will have one.
Well, that's
Okay.
like having a mandate, isn't it?
It kind of is, doesn't it? Mandate as opposed to a woman date.
Let's not go down
Mandates
that. Let's
are-
not go down that route.
No, we won't. Okay, different than a mandate, woman date. Okay, consent agenda was the next thing. It was approved. And April 15, 2019 minutes were approved. The bills were approved. SimCog dues for $1,223 to send Jacob Newby and pay the dues. He's the representative.
Send him to where?
To the SimCog
Southeast
COG,
Michigan.
Southeast Michigan Council of Government.
Okay.
You're probably wondering what they do, right? They're a regional planning.
I think it's a transportation oriented, no?
Of government units. What it is they deal with the government in order to determine what grants are available, how to lay out properties or lands within the township. And there's 7 counties that are involved in this thing in the northeast
Southeast.
or southeast quadrant. I almost sent them in the wrong direction, didn't I?
That's right.
Yeah, well, keep me on straight and narrow. That would be David over here. Okay, good job, David. Resolution, healthcare. Let me see. They made a resolution that healthcare will continue. There'll be healthcare over there.
Where?
Over there in Addison. You want to know why, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're healthy enough. They don't need it.
Oh,
All right, they're in God's country where there's good fresh air.
ride horses.
Ride horses, yeah, or don't ride horses. Okay.
Don't fall off of horses
Don't
anyhow.
fall off horse. Okay, 3-year park ranger appointments. Laura Baller had applied to become a ranger, and it was quickly approved. They said,
How many
"Hey,
rangers
should we
do they
approve her?
have?
Does she have a reputation, a bad one or a good one?" No. She sounds like she's got a good reputation. We'll approve
I think they call that vetting.
her. It was okay.
But how many rangers do they have?
They have, I think, they had 14 at one time. I'm not sure
Oh,
now. We used to cover those meetings, you know.
That's a good team.
Yeah. This is a good team. Addison Township logo. Did you know Addison Township doesn't have a logo or a flag representing their village or township? They need to have one.
Eddie Izzard said that if you didn't have a flag, you just couldn't be somebody.
Right, that's true. So anyway, that is exactly true. But Addison Township, they thought that would be a good idea, and so after some discussion, the clerk decided that, you know, she raised her hand. She said, you know, I can coordinate this thing. I'll do it. You know, give me a chance. And so Ms. Bennett
So they're
stood up.
having a contest or what?
They will have a contest in which people can participate, and they're going to have a promotion for it. You'll see more. Hopefully the station will get involved in some degree on that. So you should be able to catch it on OCTV, some more information.
Keep those cards and letters coming in.
Right. Cemetery was the next thing. They're thinking about having a cribs built, you know, where they put you in a little drawer and slide you in there, you know, as far as your
Is this for cremains
smoky
or is it
remains.
for regular?
No, it'd be
Full
very
bodies.
smoky remains. But anyway, they checked it, and they said it would be very expensive to do. They're talking $40,000, $50,000 or more just to build one of these things. And then there's a maintenance on it that goes ongoing, which would be perpetual. And get this, right now, cemetery plots over there, if people want to rush over there and buy a few, they're $100 a piece.
Whoa! Land rush.
So anyway, it's kind of humorous because your supervisor of the township, Bruce Pearson, he made a comment. He said, that cheap. He said, I'm going to buy 2 of them. He said, one I'm going to put the tombstone on. He said, and the other one I'm going to be buried in. He said, for people that don't like me and they want to dance on my grave and spit on it, he said, so we're good. Good idea, Bruce. Others might want to think that same way, though. Okay, so
But $100, that's really cheap.
Oh, it really is. And they're looking at, you know, hey, maybe, and since the 1800s, I guess, it's been $100. Hasn't changed. So, but the public is starting to fill up the cemetery, so they're kind of looking to the future now and what they're going to do.
Do they have adjacent land or are they thinking
No.
about putting a new cemetery in?
When it's full, it's full. I say stack them.
Well, no, but a lot of times they'll buy adjacent land to a cemetery.
Yeah,
to
they
expand
could.
it.
They might, but I'm not sure what's adjacent to it, and they didn't discuss that at all. But it might be an option down the line. Speaking of options, what's coming up?
Not much. Oh,
Not much.
just 2 meetings. On 6/3 at 7 o'clock, the Village of Oxford ZBA will be meeting.
Zoning Board of
And on
Appeals.
6/4, the Zoning Board of Appeals, of course, check on it because often if they don't have anything on their agenda, they just won't have a meeting.
Right.
And on 6/4 at 7 o'clock, the Village of Oxford Planning Commission, to a lesser extent, the same thing applies.
Good job. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
Catch you next time right here on Minutes by Minutes.
See you then.
If you're interested in sponsoring a show for OCTV, please give us a call at 248-628-9658 and we'll air a promotional video for your local business.